Hello again. I'm just adding this little, well, adding an addendum, because I forgot to assign the skill ranks for poor Farbo. Um, you know, didn't even read my finishing touches. I still need to finish this. Uh, anyway, it's really kind of simple. You open up the skill ranks, decide where you're going to spend them, remembering 5 plus reason, and his reason is 1, so 6 skill points, and I already have a record of where he spent them here, so I'll add them in this to athletics, craft cooking, craft weaponsmith, perception, stealth and survival. So that's his 6 points spent. We'll just leave this one open. Not open, but unhidden, like this. The class skills, on the other hand, these aren't going to change. And there's no need to keep this visible, so I'm going to make that always on, make it go away. Now the reason there's no need to make it visible is because when you make a skill check and you roll it, it knows that this is a class skill. It knows it's modified by sure-footed and by fancy fighter, because each of those had modifiers to this skill. So that's the main advantage of the dynamic sheet, is that it tracks all of this stuff, so you have a what I call an audit trail, a term stolen from a friend. So it tracks what went into the roll, where the modifiers were, where they came from, and what the roll was itself. So you can check to see if any mistakes were made pretty much at a glance. The other neat thing about using the dynamic sheet instead of this one over here, although, wait, this one, yeah, brings it up the same way. So it is the same, but you notice that some of the stuff was missing. Some of the modifiers were missing, so they had to be manually calculated. That's on the basic sheet. The dynamic sheet, everything is calculated automatically as you add them, and it's just a much more flexible thing, both for players and for monsters, in fact, because if you want to power up a monster, you can add a modifier that modifies a bunch of things, drop it on there, like a sergeant level monster or a lieutenant level monster, and it doesn't matter what monster you add it to, they'll all be increased in the same way, and all the calculations will be made automatically. That's the advantage. It is a little bit front loaded for effort, but then once you get going and once you've done that, then it's so much easier to respond to change later on. Now I know that we're missing something. I did the skill ranks. I'm seeing these numbers aren't quite the same. Stealth, oh, I know. 2 of the skills that I added points to aren't here. So I need to go get them, and they are any special skills, any train-only skills, which in this case are craft cooking and craft weaponsmith. So I go into the skills, and I can scroll down here, look for craft, and you can see that the cast skills are all there as well, but I won't need those. So craft cooking, and craft weaponsmith. So And you can see if you click on this where the modifiers came from. It's got one skill rank and the background of retainer, if you remember way back. And the same thing, let's see, weaponsmith, what does it have? It just has a skill rank, which is what's required in order to use it. You have to have at least one skill rank in it. So everything else is calculated automatically. Acrobatics, it's a class skill. I have sure-footed. And fancy fighter. Cool. Right, some of those are automatically applied. So if we have a look at them, oh, small size is on there permanently. Yeah, good enough. Well, thanks for watching this little bit. Skill ranks, why would that be? Ah, it's not always on. So this is always going to show up. You don't want to turn it off or it'll reduce your level. So that's one reason for perhaps, oops, not there, for perhaps making it always on until you're leveling up, because it's not going to change until you level up. So you can go find it if I set it to always on, and then when I bring up my stealth, it isn't there for me to accidentally toggle off, as you like. Choose what you like and press on. Okay. Thanks very much for watching again. Cheers.